What if every major sports city had to compete against each other? That's exactly what we're doing. We've taken 50 cities and every one of their NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL teams and thrown them into one massive tournament. By the end of this episode, 34 cities will be eliminated and only 16 will remain. The Sports City Tournament Episode 1 is coming up in just a few seconds. Grab your popcorn, sit back, and enjoy because it's time to find out which cities have what it takes to survive.
The Sports City Tournament is starting right now, so let's jump right into it. Here are our 50 cities that will be competing in this tournament. And if you're wondering why there is a New York A and B and a Los Angeles A and B, it's because we have decided to split up the cities because they have over 4 teams in their area. Now to reiterate the rules, you will get 1 point for being over 500, 2 points for making the playoffs, 3 points for making the finals, and an additional 2 points for winning it all, which will total up to 8 points.
For each league, we simulated a full season in this video game to see how many points each city would have. Now, for the NFL, here were the NFC standings. The 49ers received the number 1 seed, and for the AFC, the Denver Broncos got the 1 seed. And here were all the teams that made the playoffs, and every team except the Arizona Cardinals were over 500, so they will all get 3 points to start at the playoffs, and Arizona will get 2. After simulating the NFL, the Colts won, which means they will get 8 points for Indianapolis, and the Lions lost in the Super Bowl, so Detroit will total out to 6 points for the NFL. Here's the official scoreboard for the NFL season. Now, over in the NBA, here were the Western Conference standings, with the Timberwolves clinching the 1 seed, and over in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks got the 1 seed. During this epic NBA playoff tournament, the number 1 seed Knicks were knocked off by the 8 seed Pacers in a 4-game sweep in the first round. Another crazy series that happened during this tournament is the Western Conference Finals. It was Game 7, Timberwolves vs. Mavericks, and in the end, Anthony Edwards and Minnesota went on to win that game to send them to the NBA Finals. And after simulating through a full NBA playoffs, the Minnesota Timberwolves took home the crown against the Detroit Pistons in 5 games. Even though Detroit has lost 2 finals, this has been an amazing start for this city, with already having a total of 12 points and still 2 simulations to go. Now, in the MLB, at the All-Star break, the playoff race was wide open. In the American League, the Yankees, Mariners, and Royals were tied for the best record at 54-34, while the Orioles led the wild card race at 50-38. In the National League, the Diamondbacks held the best record at 53-34, and the Dodgers led the wild card standings at 50-38.
After simulating the rest of the season, the playoff picture was set. In the AL, the Astros and Yankees earned first-round byes, while the Mariners and Red Sox led the wild card race. In the NL, the Pirates won the Central, the Dodgers took the West, and the Mets captured the East. The wild card teams were the Diamondbacks, Phillies, and Cubs.
Postseason underway, the drama quickly followed. The biggest upset came when the 6-seed Chicago Cubs knocked off the 2-seed New York Mets. From there, the Cubs kept rolling through October, winning one thriller after another.
After an incredible playoff run, the Chicago Cubs are the World Series champions, led by PCA, Alex Bregman, and their ace Shota Imanaga. The Cubs completed a remarkable underdog story and brought the trophy back to Chicago.
The official MLB scoreboard after the MLB simulation. Chicago leads with 8 points, then Seattle with 6, then Boston, Toronto, Minnesota, Houston, Pittsburgh, New York B, LA B, Phoenix, New York A, and Philadelphia have 3, and then Kansas City, Vegas, San Diego, and Atlanta with 1. Finally, in the NHL, at the midway point of the season, the playoff race was heating up. In the Eastern Conference, the Columbus Blue Jackets led their division with a 25-14 record and 50 points, while the Boston Bruins led their division at 24-13-4 with 52 points. Over in the Western Conference, the Vegas Golden Knights sat atop their division with a 24-11-4 record and 52 points, while the Minnesota Wild led both their division and the conference with a 26-11-5 record and 57 points. After simulating the rest of the season, the playoff field was set. In the East, the Columbus Blue Jackets finished with the best record in the conference at 53, 23-6, and 112 points, while the Boston Bruins won their division in 4 points. Joining them in the playoffs were the Lightning, Sabres, Flyers, Penguins, Canadiens, and Panthers. In the West, the San Jose Sharks won their division with 98 points, while the Minnesota Wild finished atop the conference with 103 points. The other playoff teams were the Avalanche, Stars, Kings, Oilers, Predators, and Mammoth.
Then came the Stanley Cup playoffs. The postseason delivered drama at every turn, but no team had a tougher road than the Columbus Blue Jackets. In an incredible run, every single one of their 4 playoff series went to a full 7 games, meaning that they played the maximum 28 games in the playoffs possible. After surviving 4 consecutive Game 7s, the Columbus Blue Jackets completed their historic journey by defeating the Colorado Avalanche in the Stanley Cup final. The Columbus Blue Jackets are the Stanley Cup champions.
Here's the official NHL scoreboard with Columbus leading with 8 points and Denver following them in second with 6. Now we will reveal who is moving on to Episode 2, where the top 16 cities will face off in the same tournament simulation. Each of the following teams are moving on to Episode 2. Here we go. First team going on is Minnesota with 17 points, then Detroit with 13, then Boston with 11, then Denver with 10, Indianapolis with 10, Dallas with 9, LAB with 9, Philadelphia with 9, Chicago with 8, Columbus with 8, San Francisco with 7, Atlanta with 7, Pittsburgh with 7, Seattle with 7. Then we had a 5-way tie between Tampa Bay, Houston, Nashville, and New York A, and Buffalo. Now, to find out which 2 teams are moving on, we spun a wheel. Here's the first wheel spin of the 5 teams. The first team moving on is Tampa Bay. They'll be the 15th team in Episode 2. And here's the second wheel spin. It's going to be Houston. They will be the 16th and final team in Episode 2. And in the end, here are the 16 teams that survived all their simulations and will be moving on to Episode 2. And here's also your first look at the 34 cities that are eliminated. Some include both NYC and B, Los Angeles A, Miami, Washington, D.C., Cincinnati, Buffalo, and so many more insane sports cities. Thank you so much for watching the first episode of the Big Four City Tournament. We'll see you next time on The Sports Lab.